started this video at the Squidbillies statue just outside of LJ, Georgia, and since the last time I was here, this poor thing has sustained some injuries. It appears this display was run into by a car and cut off some of his limbs. I can't tell if someone accidentally backed into the statue or if someone intentionally tried to take it down, but the base of the statue has some pretty bad damage. I'm surprised the statue didn't completely fall over. Also, lots and lots of people have written on the early Keeler statue. I don't think the sculptor meant for this to be something for people to sign, but that's what's happened here over the last few months. I hope they can fix everything with this sculpture and make it look like it did when it was installed in November 2021. If you haven't seen the early Keeler Squidbillies statue, it's southeast of LJ on Highway 52, where the Cartacay River Experience Building and Tubing business is located. There's also a pizzeria here. I haven't tried it, but I hear it's pretty good. Now heading eastbound on US 76, I'm going to spend the afternoon visiting some interesting places in the community of Cherry Log and in the city of Blue Ridge. I've lived near here all my life, and I've driven past Blue Ridge, but I've never visited the downtown area. That's going to change this afternoon. Also, the weather is fantastic today. Believe it or not, it's in the middle of August, and the high temperature is only going to be in the low 80s. We had a, quote, cold front pass through last night, and now it feels very comfortable out. It feels more like late September around here. It's definitely a great day in North Georgia mountains.
Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome everyone! I live in Georgia and I think it's been a while since I've actually filmed a video in my home state. But I have a great afternoon planned. I'll visit the downtown area of Blue Ridge and then go to Cherry Log and grab some lunch at the Pink Pig and visit Expedition Bigfoot. So I'll be playing tourist in my own backyard. Gonna be an awesome day to explore Georgia. Let's go!
Welcome to Blue Ridge, Georgia, which is the county seat of Fannin County. The city and county were both founded in 1854. The county has a population of just over 25,000 as of the 2020 census. Take a look at this awesome mural. The mural is a picture of the mountains and a lake with one tree with brilliant fall colors. Also, the grass painted on the mural blends in with the actual grass on the ground. The building is at an art studio. Here's a mural with the city name on it. It features the text of the city name over a mountain range tinted with shades of blue. There's also a fish on the left of the mural. There are also some fish statues around town, which we'll see in a little bit. This mural is part of the Georgia Mural Trail, which encourages people to travel across Georgia. Check out the locations of all the murals at georgiamuraltrail.com. There's a park next to the Fannin County Courthouse. I'm gonna see one of those fish sculptures right now. This one's a pretty big size too. This is called the Big Leaping Trout. It stands 10 feet tall and is a wood carving. The marker near the sculpture describes what type of fish are common in the nearby Toccoa River. Some fish varieties include rainbow trout, brook trout, and brown trout. They're all very delicious when either fried or grilled and served with a side of saffron rice and mixed vegetables. This giant trout sculpture is the centerpiece of the Blue Ridge Arts Trout Art Trail. There are 7 smaller fish sculptures scattered around Blue Ridge. I won't go out of my way to look for them, but I may get lucky and see one or two. There's another marker behind the fish. It's titled Restoring the Toccoa's Riparian Buffer. It looks like the trees along the Toccoa River help to firm the coastline, filter pollution, and the leaves are food for trout. You can't miss this big fish. It's right next to the park in downtown Blue Ridge. It's very colorful and it does look a little fierce. Not as fierce as the Meg. You know that movie with the amazing Jason Statham? Now I'm checking out some of the shops along the downtown corridor. It's pretty busy right now, probably because the weather's amazing for mid-August. I've lived here all my life and never knew this downtown area was so nice. Blue Ridge does have some stores and an interesting sense of humor. And next door to this furniture store is a gym where you can flex your selfies. Look at this awesome carved bench with the bears on both sides and the very detailed arm and backrest. This bench is really beautiful. Plus, it comes with a mobile phone, so this bench really has everything. Here's a nice view of downtown from the Blue Ridge Scenic Railway's train station. There are lots of shops, restaurants, craft breweries, and so much more. The Blue Ridge City website describes the town as Georgia's coolest mountain town. There's also a walking tour on that website with 19 stops along that map. Well, look at this. There's one of those little fish statues right here by the train station. The train starts here and ends at the Georgia-Tennessee state line, where McCaseville, Georgia and Copperhill, Tennessee are located.
Thank you. Yeah, bring her in.
Yeah, I just stuff for the weekend.
Ready? Yeah, he works in the store mostly. All right, Doc, we gotta go back to work. Okay, bye, y'all.
Look at the scary werewolf across the railroad tracks. He looks really fierce with the red clothing, and he's got that six-pack going also. There's a caboose for the Blue Ridge Scenic Railway. I think the rest of the train is in transit. There's a nice combination of older and newer buildings. There's a big shopping area on the right side of the tracks. And there are hotels and condos on the left side. Many mountain towns in North Georgia, like here, Dahlonega, Ellijay, Blairsville, and Clayton, are really improving their downtowns. I walked along West Main Street, and now I'm going to walk along East Main Street. It is definitely busy today, not much parking is available, so I'm glad we got here early. Lots of good shopping along this road as well. There are some coffee shops and tea shops. I wouldn't mind an iced coffee right now. It's gotten a little warm and humid, but thankfully it's not hot. Here's the other side of the train depot. There's a gift shop here as well. Train rides cost about $55 without a layover and $67 with a 2-hour layover at the state line. They offer special fall color rides and holiday rides on each Saturday in December. Looks like I found the tasty part of Blue Ridge. Check out the chocolate and fudge stores on the left. It's a little bit early to have some fudge since I haven't eaten lunch yet, but I bet all those tasty treats are really good. On a 7th side of the Blue Ridge Mountain Mall, it looks like they have shirts, souvenirs, antiques, and other stuff for sale here, so let's check it out. This isn't nearly as big as the Mountain Mall in Gatlinburg, but they do have several small rooms on 2 floors. There are lots of different stores. They sell a lot of souvenirs and other trinkets and whatnot. By the way, does anyone know what whatnot is? Over here they have used comic books, and here's some used books and CDs. And this looks like some vinyl records, many different kinds of music. Here's a section with lots of socks. I see Pringles, soda, ketchup, and A1 sauce. Whoever made these carved bears is really talented. These had to have taken a lot of time to carve. There are also carvings of trees. They also sell a lot of trinkets and other souvenirs. Look at this giant carved bear welcoming us to Blue Ridge, Georgia. Now I'm getting thirsty, so I'm looking for the nearest place to get an ice cold caffeinated beverage, maybe an iced coffee. Here's a place. It's called the Coffee House. They have freshly made espresso, cappuccino, cold brews, fraps, and mocha, plus freshly baked cakes, pies, and cookies. I'm not gonna get any baked goods or any other sweet treats, but I am gonna get a nice coffee. There's lots to choose from here, several different kinds of lattes, also a steamer, apple cider, hot chocolate, and an ultimate hot chocolate. You might not be able to hear me over the motorcycle noise, but the iced coffee tasted like Dunkin'.
It's kind of like the element they use at Dunkin'.
Now I'm walking back to my car, as I wanted to visit a couple of other places this afternoon. I've made my way back to the train station, and I think the train is on its way back. Alright, let's head on to my next destination. It's not far from here. Now heading southwest along Highway 515, and I've been here before and also considered going to this Denny's. Look at this muffler man that has been decorated as a dentist, complete with a giant toothbrush. The dentist's name is Dr. Blue Ridge. Before this business was a dentist office, this was an arts, crafts, and hobbies store called Free Time Hobbies, and this muffler man was called Mr. Hobby and carried a model airplane. The dentist office is called Smile Blue Ridge. I remember when I first posted a picture of this muffler man and tagged the dentist office, they wrote me back and hoped they would become my dentist. This seems like a nice place, so if you live near here, let me know if you recommend them. This muffler man is braced to the building, not only from his backside, but also from the outstretched arm. It is kind of hard to tell, but the hand that's holding the toothbrush is tied to the roof. They do get high winds in the Georgia mountains, and they don't want his arm to get ripped off during the storm. So let's continue south to the community of Cherry Log to check out another interesting roadside attraction. But first, let's get a temperature check. It's the middle of the afternoon, and look at this amazing temperature in mid-August, only 82 degrees. That is incredibly nice for this time of year. Right off Highway 515 is Expedition Bigfoot, the Sasquatch Museum. In this building, they have lots of information on Sasquatch, including eyewitness accounts, molds of footprints, and even a long piece of poop from a Sasquatch. I am not kidding. There's a sculpture of a Sasquatch, and he's looking fiercely at southbound traffic heading back to the Atlanta metro area. This is a popular tourist attraction in the North Georgia mountains. I noticed quite a few license plates in Florida, but I'm not sure why people from Florida would have a fascination with Sasquatch. Or maybe they just saw it on the side of the road and figured, why not spend an hour or so? The admission is just $8 per person. Here's some wooden sculptures of Sasquatches, and they're surrounded by backpack suitcases, wooden crates, and other hiking items. Let's go inside and check out the mystery of Bigfoot. I also want to mention I can only take brief video clips and still pictures. They do not allow full video tours of this museum. There's a small theater where they run a short film. The film talks about the Bigfoot sightings and the crews that come to this area to get evidence of Bigfoot's existence. Take a look at this map of Georgia. Those green flags are where Bigfoot has been spotted or evidence collected. The big cluster of green flags in the top center is where I am now. It's not just Georgia, there have been many locations in Florida as well. There's a big cluster near Gainesville and Ocala, and then down in the southwest part of the state near Sarasota. Here's some old newspaper articles from Florida. They call the Sasquatches Florida skunk ape or swamp monsters. These look like legitimate newspaper articles. Look at this. These are the remains of a dog pen that the curator of this museum collected from a town in Arkansas in 2017. This pen looks like it's been torn up, and this isn't the result of storm damage or anything like that. Now look at this. The long dark item is Sasquatch feces. Yep, you heard right. This is a 3-foot long piece of poo found laying between two large footprints in southern Oregon in 2016. When it was found, it was said to be, quote, steaming warm, unquote. This appears to be a concrete mold of a footprint from a Sasquatch. This was one print in a line of footprint tracks. Now in the main display area. In this large room, they have many artifacts from various expeditions around the country in search of Yetis, Bigfoots, and Sasquatches. Along this wall are a series of drawings that people have described what Bigfoot looks like. There's even a picture of one at a young age sitting on a log. It kind of looks a little sad, just sitting there looking down at the ground. There are a number of articles from around the United States that report sightings of Bigfoot, all with descriptions of 8 faces and between 7 and 10 feet in height. There are also more molds of footprints. The feet look much larger than a human being's foot. There is also this totem pole, which is as tall as the ceiling. The scare display is of the inside of a cabin with these two guys trying to keep the door closed. But see those 2 large hands at the top of the door. On the screen, it says the Yeti can only be seen when it descends from the mountains. Over here is what looks like a campsite in a snowy mountainous area. They're looking for footprints left in the snow, and this mold shows what looks like a weird looking foot, which definitely does not look like a human foot. This picture shows a finger bone, which was smuggled out of Nepal via Kathmandu by hiding it in Jimmy Stewart's wife's lingerie bag. Apparently the Sasquatch does have human DNA. This picture shows artifacts from adventurer Tom Slick Jr. He led numerous expeditions in search of the Yeti and Bigfoot. These artifacts were donated to this museum in 2016. Here's a mold of a knuckle print cast in Washington State in 1982. In the glass jar is purported Sasquatch hair recovered by someone that saw a Sasquatch in the Cohutta State Forest in 2015. The giant cast of a footprint was found in Pike County, Georgia in 1997. Pike County is southwest of the city of Atlanta. Another footprint cast, this time of a Yeti found during the Destination Truth Nepal expedition in 2007. On the left is a cast of a handprint taken in Washington State, and on the right is another footprint cast. In 1908, the skeleton of what might be the hand of a Sasquatch was found in Mexico. Some similarities, but also different from a human face. This picture of a Bigfoot research and tech vehicle, which was used in various expeditions to discover more about Bigfoot. I'm about to head out of the museum, but before I do, I make sure to sign the guest book. Of course, I'll exit through the gift shop. Plenty of Sasquatch souvenirs for sale here. These little guys kind of look like the old Captain Caveman cartoon from, the 70s or 80s? This is an interesting place to spend an hour or so. I had no idea so many Bigfoot sightings were north towards the mountains. Across the parking lot is a pinball machine museum. I didn't go there, and I'm not sure if I've ever played pinball. Finally, I'm having a meal at the Pink Pig. This barbecue restaurant opened in 1967, and they're only open 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm gonna get some Georgia Q. For those of you that are old sign aficionados, check this sign out, with a classic pig logo. In addition to pork, this restaurant also has beef brisket. I'm not sure they serve lobster though. Let's check out the menu. They have an appetizer similar to a bloomin' onion. They have brisket nachos and brisket tacos, pulled pork, hamburger, chicken, and many different sides. The Pink Pig was originally built around 1950 as a country store and grist mill. In 1967, the owners decided to open a restaurant, which was originally called Claude's Barbecue and the Holloway House. The restaurant is now run by his granddaughter and her husband. There are lots of Pink Pig references throughout the restaurant. This place is very popular with the locals, and I'm sure they get a lot of business in October during leaf season. There's a pig reference right there. Eat a pig sandwich. There's a small ceramic pig item on the shelf on the left. Work hard and be nice to people. They have 3 different flavors of barbecue sauce. There's hot, which just has some spice to it. There's vinegar, which is the typical Carolina barbecue sauce, and the third sauce is sweet. Our meals have arrived pretty quickly, so here's what I got. I got a combination plate with pulled pork and pulled beef, with sweet potato waffle fries, and some macaroni and cheese, and a dinner roll. My mom got almost the same thing, but she just got all the pulled pork. All this looks really good, but it's a lot of food. Take a look at this giant dish of brisket nachos my dad got. On a bed of fried chips is a lot of pulled brisket and a ton of cheese. And served with sour cream and salsa. I don't know how he's gonna finish all that. Look at this repurposed highway sign. It says caution. Great barbecue may cause curves. By the way, there's so much food, we couldn't finish it all. Even the window curtains in this restaurant have cute little piggies on it. This is a pretty nice place, not far off Highway 515. There's also a small area where you can get some Pink Pig items. They have a good selection of t-shirts and hats, and also looks like they have sweatshirts for sale. It's almost fall, so get your cold weather clothes now. Look at this adorable piggy wearing teal-colored overalls and a hat. Look at this ledge. Welcome home. We've missed you. What I keep meaning to get here, but I'm not able to since they serve so much food, is their peanut butter pie. I heard it's delicious.
And that's it. It was kind of fun to play tourist almost in my backyard. I'd say if your travels take you to this area, the Expedition Bigfoot Museum is definitely worth a stop for $8 a person. Downtown Blue Ridge was a nice surprise. So many mountain towns are really upping their game and making their downtowns a destination. And with that, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!